Well, hello there. Welcome to the podcast. This is Mental Shift, and my name is Michelle Moras. I am your host. If you've stumbled across this podcast and you're like, who in the heck is this gal? My name is Michelle Moras. Look me up, Michelle, MRAS.com. And I'm kind of everywhere on social media. If you are listening to this and you're like, wow, I got to know who that guest is, I need to know more, go to my website. There'll be links all over the place, and you can find out who we both are. Now, what's about mental shift? Why do we call it that? Everyone has a story. It's my belief. Everyone has a story, no matter what you are in life, what you've done in life. You have a story that brought you from one place to the other. You had a mental shift to bring you from I can't to I can. And that's what we focus on mental shift. And I bring on different guests from all around the world so we can learn that story so that you can learn from what they've learned. Today, I have a really awesome guy. I've been stalking him on LinkedIn, and you can stalk him too. He has amazing live broadcasts. He does these videos, and he's so energetic, and he's got so much energy about, helping mindsets. He's my kind of guy. And so I wanted him on the show so that you can also experience C-Roc. His name is Mike C-Roc Ciorrocco. And he's got lots of accolades. So I'm going to say a few of them. But this is what I want you to focus on. He works with broken people and broken mindsets. And he's got a podcast called What Are You Made Of? So he's the founder and host of that podcast. Look it up. Powerful, powerful, powerful. But here's the accolades that you'll actually see. He's been in real estate since 2005. He is the Yahoo Finance Top Business Leaders to Follow from 2020. And he is the CEO of People Building Inc. But the number one I want you to remember is, he is a people person helping people move from one place to another. Please welcome Mike C-Roc.
Michelle, thanks so much for having me. I'm so honored to be on your show. The fact that you allow me to come on and speak to you and your audience means the world to me. So first, let me start off by saying that, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad you agreed to come on. I'm a little wacky sometimes, so you never know what's going on. But I wanted you on because your story is powerful, the way you present is powerful, and we need more people like you in the world. And so I wanted you out in my audience that they could connect with you also. Now, your podcast, What Are You Made Of? I love it. I absolutely love it because I do that to my clients. I do, who are you? Be you. Stop being that other person. Be you. And then I saw your podcast. I'm like, he's my kind of guy. So what brought you onto that title and what you do now?
Well, I believe everybody has a story. And so networking, that's a good line, by the way. If you're networking, when we get back to pre-COVID times, if we ever do, and you're networking with someone, the great line they use is, hey, everybody's got a story. What's your story? Mm-hmm. Right? And I believe everybody has a story. And it was my pickup line before I met my wife too. I didn't tell her about that, but no. But it works. And thing is that people are open to sharing about themselves and they like talking about themselves, but most people will not share their story because they miss the fact that it can inspire millions of people. They also don't share because they're embarrassed by their story, or they don't think anybody cares about their story, or they think it's ordinary. And so I wanted to provide an opportunity. After I shared my story a couple times, I realized how powerful it was. I didn't even realize myself. And so I wanted to give the opportunity and a platform for people to come on and share their stories, but not only that, talking about setbacks and how they turn setbacks into rocket fuel for their future. And so I commonly talk to myself, do a lot of self-talk. And what are you made of is a question that I ask myself quite often when I'm going through tough times or trying to push to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Which is why you're my kind of guy. I ask myself the same thing, and all through the tough times, it's like, who are you? Who are you trying to be? Who do you think you want to be? Who are you? Not all that other crap. And so when I've watched a few of your presentations, it's like, he's speaking my language and my people. If I'm not speaking to you as well as I need to, you need to be listening to C-Roc here, because he's the extra edge. When you're like, Michelle's being foo-foo again, go to him.
That's right. I got your back.
He's got my back. So I did the same thing with this podcast. Is I have a lot of trials and I've had a lot of lessons through these trials, and I shared them and I saw the impact of them. So I did the podcast to get more stories out. So you do the same thing with What Are You Made Of? Now, for the people who don't know your story, what is your story? What was your impact what brought you to where you are? I mean, you went from real estate, you're still there. you're still doing real estate, but you realize that people are the power, and that feeding that power and enlightening and bringing that power into full force, I guess, is where the magic is. So what's your story? What brought you here?
Well, so I came from a broken home as a kid. I don't remember my parents together. And I dealt with all the stuff that the kids that are in that situation deal with, which is child support conflict, custody conflict, conflict amongst the parties. And, you know, as a young kid, you don't know what's going on. You think it's ordinary, but you're not sure if it's your fault or if you did something, you don't know.
Mhm.
And so when I was going through that, I lived with my dad for about 3 years after breaking my mom's heart and decided to move in with my dad and his wife. And during that period of time, it didn't feel like a home to me. And I'm not, by the way, let me preface this by saying I'm not trying to bash my dad, because I have to tell my story. And sometimes when you tell your story, things get in the way a little bit. And I just want to preface that. But, you know, 3 years I went through a situation that just did not feel like home and did not feel like a place conducive to be happy and grow as a child. And I knew that as a young age. And so I decided to have my mom file court papers to get custody of me as an 11-year-old kid. Now, when my dad found out about this, he wasn't very happy. And my dad was my hero. He had a masonry company and he was very successful. That's why I have bricks back behind me. It's just a little symbolism. And, you know, he worked hard, but he always had this wad of $100 bills in his pocket. He had a rubber band around it and he always kept it in his pocket. And then he would come out and whip it out when he's using it for different things. And, you know, and I looked up to him for that. It was kind of something that, I don't know, it meant something to me as a kid. I just remember. So when he found out that I wanted to leave and move in with my mom's, I came home from school one day and he said, "Hey, go to your room." And I sat in my room for what seemed to be 5 hours. It probably was 5 minutes. It was a very tense environment in that house, and as it was. And so he came in and he said, "This says you want to move back with your mom. Is this true? You know, they don't have it that well there. You know, we have things well that they don't have." And I, you know, sat there for a minute. I remember in my mind, my mom saying, "Stick to your guns. If you really feel something and believe in something," and I carry this with me to this day, "stick to your guns." And I remember her saying that, and, you know, he was trying to basically talk me out of it. And I said, "You know, I'm going to make the move." So at that point, he takes the wad of $100 bills out, peels one off, crumples it up and throws it at me and says, "Hey, here, you're going to need this when you're living on the streets with your mother one day."
Ooh.
Now I'm 11 years old when this happens. And I'm thinking to myself, is this really this is really happening? Like, I can't even believe this is happening. I had no idea what was going to happen when he found out that I wanted to leave, but this. And so, you know, I thought to myself, as ordinary as the story seems to me, and I was in this, you know, this family structure is normal.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I couldn't be the only one that this was happening to. And so one, I wanted to prove him wrong. I didn't want him to win. I'm stubborn. And number two, I wanted to help other people that have gone through some similar situation and others that have been given up on or had the towel thrown in on them. And so at that age, I knew that I was going to do that. I didn't know how though, Michelle. I thought maybe I'll just be a role model for people and I'll go hard at everything and hustle and provide an example for people. And then when I'm around broken people, I'll try to give them a helping hand and lift them up, a word of encouragement. And I did that. I think really at heart, because of those scenarios, that I'm a people builder at heart. And then 2 years ago, after going through some business struggles, I became aware, and my stepfather, who stepped in when I was 11, by the way, I had a great stepfather that came in right at the right moment of my life as I'm trying to grow into a young man. You know, I realized about 2 years ago what my mission has been all this time. And I just started to basically bring the rocket fuel into play. And that's when rocket fuel came in, because I realized that if you turn your setbacks, your letdowns, your negativity that's around you, people that are giving up on you, people that are talking trash, you turn it into fuel, you can't lose. You're indestructible when that happens. So that's the message I got to get out to people, because once you become aware of this, your life is never the same. And that's what it's all about. So
It's like you become a duck. Everything just kind of washes off of you, like whatever. And that's the power of stepping into who you are. And that's what excited me about having you on the show and sharing your story, because you're right. Everyone has a story. And there are a lot of us who've had that broken home thing going on and thought, "Oh, well, this is me."
Yep.
And, you know, that, you know, the money being thrown at you, good luck on the street. I heard that. Good luck on the street. And the stubborn part in me said, "Oh, heck no." Just because you said that, it's never going to happen.
It's on.
Yeah, bring it. And I'll have 15 jobs if I have to, but it's never going to happen. So in a way, it's like, yeah, that's really bad. People, oh my God, that's terrible. That happened to you. I do. No, because it made me who I am. And that's what people need to realize. With every setback, there is, like you said, rocket fuel. It just feeds you. So use it, learn from it, grow from it, and expound yourself onto it. And that's why.
Now, the other thing is, dude, there's a problem that we have in our society now. Now, I had my father for a period of time, and then my stepfather stepped in, right? Mm-hmm. And he was great. And he just passed away about 1.5 years ago. And there's a moment when he passed away that I noticed after that. He was a very passionate guy, my stepfather, George. He was very quiet in a room, but he had a deep voice. And if you got talking about baseball, fishing, crabbing, hunt, any of that kind of stuff, he would jump out of his chair and start going crazy with passion. But when he passed away, I can tell you right now, I believe this with all my heart. I felt it, that passion got into me that I was missing to be able to throw more fuel on this fire. And now I have that in me. Even though we weren't blood related, that energy and that passion and his spirit is in me. And so that's helping me big time. But the thing is, there's a lot of kids out there that don't have fathers from the start. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of kids, their fathers pass away at a young age. Their fathers just aren't in their lives. And there's two things you can do. You can use it to be a victim, and you can use it to blame other people for things that are happening. Or you could do what I do, and any situation I run into is use it for the reason that you're going to be successful. Mm-hmm. That's the message I have to get out to people, because the blame game doesn't work until you start blaming yourself. And then that way you have the control to be successful. And so I just wanted to throw that out there as well, Michelle, to add on to that.
That was a good throw. Because I say that a lot. When you point, there's 3 fingers pointing your direction. Look at yourself. Whenever you complain about something, I use something called the work by Byron Katie in my coaching sessions. And when people say, that don't ask me those kind of questions, they don't work. And I'm angry at this person did this to me. And I do, ask yourself 4 questions. Number 1, I can't even think of it. Oh, wait, did I write it down somewhere? Oh yeah. Is it true? Is that statement true? That person ruined my life. Is it true? Yes, they ruined my life. 2, can you say that statement is always true? Well, no, because my life isn't that ruined. So 3, how do you feel when you think that thought? Well, I feel pissed off that they ruined that my life has been derailed and da 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 da. Well, number 4, who would you be without that thought? I'd be content with who I am. So then why would you even think it in the first place? And so it just kind of wraps you around. It's like, stop blaming and start looking at yourself and take ownership for whatever it is, learn from it and grow from it. And it's a magical thing to be able to say, you know what, I don't care what anyone says or anyone else is happening, with whatever's going on. I'm a duck. It's like water. It's just rushing off.
And the other thing, the problem I have too, is I see things I know the answer to, and then people just don't get it. And that really drives me batty. But the thing is, when you're looking at things, when you blame other people, you lose control.
Yeah.
And you become, I use this analogy all the time, you become the puppet. Mm-hmm. And when you're the puppet, there's a puppet master that controls you. And I don't know one person I've ever talked to that would choose to be in the puppet rather than the puppet master. So I want to make sure that that's clear to people, that you're not in control. A lot of people say, blame yourself, don't blame anybody else. And they don't tell you why. And they don't really paint the picture. But the picture is that you want to control your life. You don't want the control of your life to be in someone else's hands. You're a prisoner at that point.
Yep.
And everybody that thinks this way, that blames other people, that is not taking 100% responsibility, is stuck in a cell,
a
virtual cell. And I don't want that to be the case for people. I want people to not do that anymore. And so that's why I'm trying to get that message out to people.
Well, and I say there's 3 types of control in this world. There's my control, the other person's control, and God in the universe's control. Control yourself. That's how you make a difference. You become the puppet master for yourself by controlling how you respond to whatever stimulus is out there. And I did want to say something. I know you have a book coming out very, very soon. What's the name of it and how do they find it?
It was called What Are You Made Of, like the podcast, but we changed that recently because I got some smart people around me. And a lot of times I'm committing to things and I just go at it and I don't think much about it. I just take action because I'll figure it out as I go. Mm-hmm. And that's served me well. But the other thing I need to do and to add into that is put smart people around me. And when I put a smart couple people around me, they said, you know what? Change it to rocket fuel because it has more pop. It's shorter and it has like that K sound, which Kodak and Spanx, that K sound is powerful. So we added the name Rocket Fuel to the title. That's the name of it. And we'll be talking about what he made of in it, but it's coming out the end of this year.
Awesome. Where can they find it?
TheMikeCroc.com with no K, TheMikeCroc.com.
All righty. That's awesome. Rocket Fuel. Look for it at TheMikeCroc.com. I can't wait because we need more people giving that kind of message. The get up, stop blaming, and own who you are message. And I see it more and more, especially in this COVID thing, where people are, locked in their homes or losing their jobs and kind of stuck with themselves. And what it did is it forced us to be alone with ourselves. And many, I wrote an article for the Denver Luxury Magazine. I said, I think it sounds kind of funny, but I called it Noise, Boys, and Toys. And they're like, what's the porn article for it? No, it's not a porn article. What it was, it's when COVID hit, we were so used to the noise around us distracting. The boys, I because I'm a woman, I said, you're looking at other people, comparing yourself, and the toys, all of our little gadgets. And when COVID hit and we got stuck with ourselves in our own little homes, our domiciles, we're like, holy crap, I don't like being alone with me. That's the problem. Own who you are, know who you are, love who you are, and go back out there and shine. And I saw it as a great thing because now we're all looking internally and doing, okay, let me assess what's going on in my life. Now you are assessing and doing, okay, I'm going to rocket fuel this into a whole nother direction. I'm going to book, I've got to push out this podcast. I'm going to touch as many people as lives and reach and pull them up as far as I can. That's power. That's called, I turned off the noise boys and toys, or in your case, noise girls and toys, and found a way to make other lives better. And I see a lot of power in that, and that your book, Rocket Fuel, will help guide other people in that direction also. Is it going to be a free download on your themikecroc.com?
Yeah. Yep. They can go subscribe there. They'll get access to the podcast as well as the free download to the book.
Okay. So those of you who are listening right now, I am speaking to Mike Ciorrocco, right?
And my friends call me C-Roc.
We call him C-Roc. It's much easier. And go to his website, TheMikeCroc.com. Subscribe so that you know when his book comes out and you can watch those podcasts, because really he's powerful. And when this all opens up and we can be on stages again, you really want to be in a room with him, because the energy he can portray through a video is quite astounding, in my opinion. And I'm a speaker coach. I'm a coach of speakers. So for me to say that is high kudos for you. So
thank you very much. Appreciate
you're welcome. That. And telling you people, you want to follow him, because when you can meet him in person, I think it's going to be electric, because you'll see in his videos, he's electric. This is Mike Ciorrocco, and his website is TheMikeCroc.com, with his book coming out by the end of the year, Rocket Fuel. Mike, I don't know what else. I just want to smile at you because you're my kind of people. Is there anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to share with the audience that they may not see on like your LinkedIn page? Because you're very active on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, right now I have the mortgage company as well, that I have the opportunity to work with 3 of my best friends I grew up with since I was 10 years old, believe it or not. We went to high school, college, middle school, high school, college, and now we get to work together. My little brother, Casey, gets to work with us, and we're developing an organization. We have 40 employees now, and we have big, giant dreams and goals. And matter of fact, I just want to share a quick story with you. You know, when we first started this thing, I'm just going to give you some numbers just for reference. We were doing roughly $4 million a month in loan volume. And we said to ourselves, let's do 100. Let's set a big, giant goal, 100. We had no idea how we were going to get there. We just threw it out there. We started telling ourselves about it all the time, every day. We started writing it down. We started telling people in our organization and the corporate side of things, hey, this is what we're doing. We need your help. You going to help us get there? And we would hear chuckles. And, the thing is, they chuckle because they thought it was impossible. They thought that nobody's ever done that before with a small size group if you have. And to me, of course, that is a setback when somebody laughs at you. So what I do with setbacks, I don't let it, I'm not even a duck. I don't even let it rub off. I grab onto it, right, and convert it to rocket fuel. And I use it. I say, guys, anybody that's laughing at us, we got to show them.
Watch
We
it.
have to show them. Now we got to get there. Now we have no other option than to get there. So then we start having success. And the people that laugh, then they start saying, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? They get interested. And then as you have the next level of success, they start saying, hey man, how can we get involved and be a part of this? You know, we admire you. And it's all a stage of progress. And so if somebody's starting something and they have a goal and somebody laughs at them or makes a comment or hates on them, take that and use it as fuel. Do not quit. Do not stop. You'll understand that's part of the process, because that's just the first level before they start to get interest in you, and then they admire you. And so it's very important to understand that, because so many people quit at that first level when people start trying to pull them back to their level.
Great story and great analogy. Oh, well, I always say, you know you're going the right direction when you get haters. And then the cup I have says, hustle to the haters, ask if you're hiring. My cup's sitting over there. Because that's it. You know you're going in the right direction. When people say that can't be done, in your mind, it can't be done. Fine, you can believe that. Let me prove it. It's just like when you got that money thrown at you at 11 and I was told, good luck on the streets.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Yep, I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, it's like, thank you. Thank you for giving me that fuel that I needed. I needed the doubt so I can push.
Yep.
So yeah, use that. Yeah, I like that. I'm not even a duck. It doesn't even roll off. I just and I always think I use it as propeller. So the more hate I got, the water runs off my back and pushes me forward. So
yeah, and then you can ask somebody, if somebody's hating on you or something, the best thing to do is say, hey, what are you insecure about? And just ask them, and then they have nothing else to say, because they know that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's something that I've witnessed and experienced a lot, especially over the last few years, and I get a kick out of it now. I have fun with it.
Yeah, you know, the higher you get, the more of a lightning rod you are, because people see you where you're going and they do, well, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And that's why they shoot at you. They start attacking because they do, I couldn't do it, so there's no way you can do it. I do, fine, watch me. And then you can take the wake behind me and try to swim in it. Good luck. Good luck keeping up. But that's part of success. For those of you who are listening, when you feel your worst and that things are going wrong, you're okay. You've got to realize investment time. You know, what did you invest? Is it worth it to you? If it is, then keep going. If it isn't, maybe you're in the wrong line of work. But but congratulations on your goals and breaking barriers and using the haters to fuel you. Now, granted, please listen to this for those of you who are out there, and any of you, what the haters out there do. Oh, she likes hate mail. Oh, C-Roc likes hate mail. No, we don't. We're not asking for it. It's just when it happens.
No, hold up. Let me clarify something. I am asking for it. Bring it. I need that fuel.
Go attack him.
I love that stuff, man. Come on. So no. And by the way, Instagram, I use Instagram like crazy. I answer my DMs at Mikey C-Roc with no K. That's MikeyCroc. Come on Instagram. Follow me. Get involved with my content. DM me if you have any questions. If you have any hate you want to throw, any shade you want to throw, come on, bring it. And I'd love to have you guys on there and interacting with me.
Wait. Your Instagram is Mikey?
MikeyCroc. I had it like that, and I didn't want to change it to Mike and mess anything up because I've had it for so long. So
yeah. No, I've got to make sure, because I'm not following you on Instagram.
Yeah, you got to get on there.
I'll get you.
Let's see.
No, when I first started doing my big talks, one of my first hating things I got was on my TEDx. And I named my TEDx the same as my first book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. And my haters were writing, eat, drink, and be merry. You mean eat, drink, and get fat. And they were just ripping me apart. And I remember coming home and telling my husband, I don't think I want to do this speaking thing. And he says, why? I said, people are ripping me apart. And he said, about what? I said, because I'm so fat. And he says, well, then they didn't listen to your message. You don't want them anyways. And it was like, you're right. If they're willing to just attack me, they're not hearing what I'm saying. My message is, get up, stand for you, be the best version of you, and every day do one small movement to move yourself further onto that dream of whatever you want, and don't let anything stop you.
That's right.
And
That's right.
yeah, and I'm like, you're right. They didn't listen to me. I had declared to the world, I'm going to be a healthier, happier, stronger person in 2015. And I've evolved through it. So yeah, now my haters are probably watching me doing, oh, so she did what she said and still
No,
hating on me. So it's
yeah.
no big deal.
Nah, just keep going. Just keep going.
Keep going. I am so excited that you would come into my life, and I will follow you on Mikey C-Roc and on Instagram. Not the
Yep.
Mikey.
Nope. Mikey, Mikey, C-R-O-C. You can also put my name in there and it'll come up as well. But yeah, we are going hard on all platforms, but that one in particular is my favorite. And we're putting a lot of content out, 2-3 posts a day with great content.
Okay. Well, and the reason what caught me with you is your video content is that even without the sound on, you could feel the intensity. And that's power, because so many of us watch videos without sound. I don't click until someone catches my eye.
Mm-hmm.
I click because your intensity spoke through the silence of your video. And then I click the video.
Was
so
it me talking with my hands because I'm Italian?
Probably. No, it's that there's something about coming to the screen and doing you. You're talking directly to the person on the other side of the screen. And that, as a speaker coach, as a communications coach, I train people to do that. You do it naturally on video. And so I can't wait to see you on a stage to see what you do with that, because I can see you kind of hopping across the stage.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, the thing is, guys, anybody listening to, if you get uncomfortable on video, I didn't feel comfortable at first. I just knew that I wanted to do it bad enough that I would do it over and over again. And honestly, I'm going to share something with you here, transparent, and I'm vulnerable. I have a requirement right now for my content guys. They're hard on me and they want me to do some 1-minute videos on some topics. And I'm having the hardest time right now for some reason. I don't know whether it's the kids being around, running around and focus and all that. But when I get my phone out to do these, you know, it's very difficult for me to knock them out right now. Now on this Zoom call, or if I'm in front of my laptop with the camera, I can do my podcast and all that, no problem. But for some reason with the phone and the selfie, I'm struggling right now. Now, I will tell you that I'm not going to give up and I can keep pushing through, and there's videos coming out. They're just slower than I want them to. But it's all because it's up here. I'm fighting this me personally. So it's the journey to success is sometimes invisible, but I want to document my journey and share my vulnerability and be transparent with it so that you understand, hey, you can experience this, but you're going to push through it.
Oh, heck yeah. For those of you who are watching, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you might want to, and go back. I have chronicalized my entire journey from 2014 to today. And I have transformed mentally, physically, emotionally, you name it, you've seen it. You've seen me learn how to use my iPhone to do my first videos, and where I'm looking like over here instead. Now, for you, Mike, C-Roc, get one of those ring lights that have a phone holder. Use those.
Okay.
It compresses down. It's really easy. And that's really what helps me when I do my lives that I'm running around with, because it compresses like an umbrella. You pop it up, you put your phone in, and it feels like you're looking at your camera on your computer again.
Yep. That's what I need, because I'm so used to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to use my hands. And when I was holding my phone, it was trapping my ability to speak, because
that might be it. Now you're saying that. I'm trying to think, there's something not right in my head as I'm doing this. I can't figure it out. And it's got to be because I can't use my right hand or my left hand or something.
Yes. Get the dang ring light with the phone holder. I'm telling you, it's magic. Because if you watch me, I'm always using my hand. And what's holding me back right now is I had rotator cuff surgery, so I can't use my dominant hand. So I'm like, can I even do a podcast? Because I can't talk. So it's like, no, I've got one hand. But yeah, get a ring light that has the holder. It'll free you up and you can talk again. When you don't have your hand, as an Italian, as a Filipina, I need my hands.
Yep.
Yay, I helped you.
Thank you so much for that value. I'm going to use it now.
Good, because those of us who are hand speakers, we think our brains are connected with the way our hands move. And when you hold that hand by holding it, you're locking your brain up. That's all. That's the simple.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Good. So I'm looking forward to more of your videos. And for those of you who are watching, this is C-Roc. His name is Mike C-Roc Ciorrocco. He is an amazing man. Follow him on Instagram and LinkedIn. I found him on LinkedIn. And you'll see his videos. He's powerful. He's about helping broken people, you know, with broken mindsets, move out of it and use that the negativity or around them or anything that's going around them as rocket fuel to their passions. You can find him at themikeCroc.com. So TheMikeCroc.com. And then you can also find him on Instagram, and that's just Mikey, right? Mikey C-Roc?
Yep. Mikey C-Roc.
And look him up because he is powerful. He's someone to watch. And yes, he's in the real estate world, but he is doing far beyond real estate right now. He's in dual worlds, and I'm watching him. I'm stalking him.
Love it.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
my audience, please stalk him. He's pretty awesome. And find his podcast, What Are You Made Of? And the book coming very, very soon, and the year's coming very quickly, called Rocket Fuel. And you can find that on themikecroc.com. So Mike, do you have any, C-Roc, do you have any ideas? Anything you want to share? Last thoughts before we get off?
No, well, besides the gratitude of thank you for this opportunity, I will share with you that something that's changed my life is waking up in the morning and as soon as my eyes open, being thankful for another day to have an impact on people. And that has changed my life, and it has helped me. And to the point, it's corny, but I even wiggle my fingers and toes and thank God, to me, God, or whatever you believe in, being thankful for that you have hands if you have hands, and feet if you have feet, and a voice. And it's changed my life because everything that I have to complain about has disappeared when I do that. And I encourage you to do that and change your life.
C-Roc, you do realize I do the same thing, right?
Do you really? Awesome. That's why you're smiling.
Yeah. I wake up and do, thank God my eyes open. Thank you. Thank you. And then I wiggle my fingers. I feel every muscle to my toes. And I do, thank you for working. Yep. Really. It's a very simple thing. It's an act of gratitude. First thing in the morning that gets you smiling. And yes, I'm always smiling because I'm very grateful that I'm still standing up.
Right on. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Please, when you've listened to this and you're thinking, holy crap, more people need to hear C-Roc, share it. Like, share, subscribe, and share this with a friend who really needs to hear this message. There are so many people out here, out in the world right now who are stuck, lost, and feeling broken and incomplete. They need a guiding light. C-Roc is one of those guiding lights. Of course, I'm one of those guiding lights, but please share, like, subscribe, and be a part of this world and share it so that more people can be lifted up and find the best versions of them and be unapologetic about it. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us on MentalShift. My name is Michelle Moras. Please look me up, michellemoras.com. That's MRAS.com. Michelle full of hell. So michellefullofhell.moras.com. And I also have the MentalShift that you're watching right now, but I also have a new podcast called Denim and Pearls. I partnered up with a really cool guy here in Colorado Springs, and we're having a great time on Denim and Pearls. So join us there too. Have a fabulous week, everyone. Don't forget, find C-Roc because he's freaking awesome, and go to themikecroc.com. And until next time, everyone, be the best versions of you.